Hello everyone, welcome to my reading series. Here I am sharing my February reading experience with you all. This month I have read 7 great books. First and foremost is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. Before I speak anything about his memoir, I'm truly a huge fan of his stand-up comedy and I watch his daily show. It made me a little curious to know about Trevor Noah. His book actually talks about his upbringing during apartheid. Being a mixed race person, he really doesn't fit in any category. So he is always under suppression of racism. Then his mother, who is a true rebel, contributes her life in raising his child through it's like really motivating. It's really motivating. It's a great memoir. The second book is The ABC Murders by Agatha Christie, my favorite author. So the story is actually it's a world famous serial killer mystery. So there is a serial killer who murders in an alphabetical order and leaves a railway guide at every corpse. So here comes Hercule Poirot, who is baffled by the challenging letters from the murderer and solves the mystery in an incorrigible way. So finally the story is breathtaking. The third book is India's Most Fearless by Shiv Arora and Rahul Singh. Shiv Arora, who is a journalist, reports about military news and also the lives lives of soldiers. Like he penned down 14 true stories of our soldiers in 2 parts. So these are the true stories. We deliberately need more to come, and also their lives to be introduced in the further generation syllabus. I strongly feel they must include their life stories, the true life stories, and their sacrifice to the nation must be read by every child in the school, and then they must introduce in their syllabus. Because I feel in this self-centered world, how can they be like self-sacrificing? I cannot understand, because I always ended up teary-eyed after reading every true story. So it made me so depressing and traumatizing, like reading to them and listening to their stories. It made me feel so traumatizing, but also I felt so brave. Like there are more tough lives exist in the world. So I thought, like, he penned down so many IAF pilots and also submarine navy officers and also the soldiers who were on combat. So he explains all the situations they have gone through, and in a terrible hostile conditions they have gone through. So it really made me it really motivated me this and especially in this pandemic, we individually, everybody went through so many maniacs, like so many depressing thoughts. Some may have especially for the small reasons, so many have encountered little problems, but often reading to their true stories, I felt like, oh my god, this is really giving me so much motivation to go through my life. And I think one must definitely encounter, and also kids must learn their true life stories, about their life stories. So that's how I feel after read the 2 parts of India's Most Fearless. Shiv Arora clearly explains about a soldier who killed 11 terrorists in 10 days, and also about a Navy officer who entered a treacherous port and rescued hundreds of the people from an exploding war, and also a bleeding IAF pilot who himself found flying in a jet plane of Fireball. This book explains the bravery, the courage, and the fearlessness of our fearless soldiers. So everybody, the nation really have to go through their true life stories, and I salute to all the soldiers family members who contributed their lives to the nation. Jai Hind. The fifth book is Notes for Healthy Kids by Rujuta Divekar. I have a little one, so I am concerned about her. So it's not like that, but I want to go through the health and what we eat, what we have to eat according to our plan of work, or if we are going out from 9 to 5, what we have to eat, or if we are doing household chores and what we have to do. So I'm so curious about to know what we have to eat. So I'm constantly following a few nutrition and knowing about nutrition and nutrition articles, and also few books. So this is my first book, like Notes for Healthy Kids by Rujuta Divekar. Rujuta Divekar is a nutritionist and a dietitian. She actually segregates nutritionism and also nutrition transition in this book. So she always asks to support the local products and to ban, I mean, like, don't go through all the exotic products. Like if today we were going through like avocados, so support mangoes. So what we used to eat, so we must continue, like we must continue on buying local products. And also she gives a diet chart for the old and also for healthy kids, and she asks us to don't take it granted, like pulses are for protein, and milk is for calcium, and vitamins are for vegetables. So don't take it for granted. We can find calcium in ragis and also millets. So that is what the one tip I have learned from this book. So I recommend this book because if anybody is interested to know about nutrition and what we want to eat, what we have to eat, so they can find it intriguing. తర్వాత 6వ పుస్తకం నేను చదివినది అత్తగారి కథలు రాసిన వారు శ్రీమతి భానుమతి రామకృష్ణ గారు. ఈవిడ మంచి నటియే కాకుండా మంచి రైటర్ కూడాను. అయితే ఈ పుస్తకం అత్తగారి గురించి ఎంతో ఆహ్లాదకరంగా, ముఖ్యంగా దొడ్డ వయసు గల అత్తగారు, వారి యొక్క సంభాషణ, వారి యొక్క జీవన విధానము, వారి యొక్క ప్రవర్తన, మరియు పాత తరము కొత్త తరము మధ్య ఉన్నటువంటి అంతరము ఎంతో హాస్యరసభరితంగా రచించినటువంటి కథా సంపుటి కొన్ని కథల సంపుటి ఈ అత్తగారి కథలు. ఈ పుస్తకం రచించినందుకు గాను శ్రీమతి భానుమతి రామకృష్ణ గారికి 1966లో ఆంధ్ర సాహిత్య అకాడమీ అవార్డు కూడా అందుకున్నారు. ముళ్ళపూడి వారు రచించినటువంటి బుడుగు మరియు గురజాడ వారు రచించినటువంటి కన్యాశుల్కంలోని గిరీశం పాత్రలు ఎంత సాహిత్య రంగంలో ఎంత గొప్ప పేరునైతే తెచ్చాయో, అవి ఈ అత్తగారు పాత్ర అనేది కూడా అంత గొప్ప ఖ్యాతిని అందుకుంటుందని చెప్పి ముందు మాటలో కొడవటిగంటి కుటుంబరావు గారు దీని గురించి రాయడం అనేది గొప్ప విషయం. అసలు ఈ పుస్తకం చదువుతున్నప్పుడు ముందు మాటలో ఉన్నటువంటి విషయం, అందరూ అన్ని తరాల వారు చదివి ఆనందించేటువంటి ఒక మంచి రచన ఈ అత్తగారి కథలు, భానుమతి రామకృష్ణ గారు రచించినటువంటి. The last book I read this month is Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. Yuval Noah Harari is an Israeli historian. Before I delve deep into the insights of this book, you need not be an anthropology student to go through this. because this book is so structured and pristine about the early human history, and it slowly transpires us through through biology and history and economics in 4 phases. That is cognitive revolution, which deals with the human intelligence, like the birth of humans, and then to agriculture revolution, which human started believing in collectiveness, and then it slowly led to the birth of empires, and then unification of humankind, like then started religion, and then industrial revolution, like it deals with capitalism. Today's current aspects like capitalism, scientific revolution, and they started so many experiments like bioengineering, and the further experiments, they are creating further experiments like bioengineering, cyborg experiments, and also they are doing some experiments like inorganic life. And this book is tremendously constructively written in all the aspects, like beginning with the birth of humans and coming to the current aspects, dealing with the current aspects. I feel humans have made a society where they were coined as superiors by causing terrible extinction to the flora and fauna, and we may fall in a place of evolution where the farther generations might think, how many humans do we need? So that is the ultimate question we are leading to. So I think one must definitely find this book as intriguing as I did. So these are the 7 books I have read this month. So thank you.